If you don't have the newsletter, you can sign up for huntingfishing.com. Just go to the header, pull down the menu on news, and you can sign up for it right there. Okay, Doug, great newsletter this week. Give us your thumbnail on the highlights. And there are some really,
Well,
really fun ones.
yeah, I started off with an article that I read that came out of a study they're doing at Northwestern University, and the title is "Why Fish Look Down When They Swim." They look upward to hunt and downward to swim. Uh, it's an interesting read on what this individual has discovered, and this is the name of this person is Emma Alexander, assistant professor of computer science, and she runs the Bio-Inspired Vision Lab. Now, her study has revealed, if you will, something I'm not sure everyone is even familiar with, is the fact that when fish are swimming, they're looking down. And they do that in order to maintain stability within their realm as it relates to the bottom and what's above them. I thought it was kind of interesting the way this came about, and even the example she used just made sense to me. Now, if they're sitting still, that's not true. They're probably looking up more than they are looking down if they're sitting still. So, it's one of those things I think in the world of bass fishing, it's another little tidbit of information that may give you the edge or not if you're a tournament pro. I don't know.
Okay. Forgive me, but this is one of those things. Okay, somebody's paying a lot of money to figure out the answer to this question. The answer is simple. They look down so they don't bump into stuff.
That's right.
Just saying.
That's exactly right.
Okay, I guess that's good information to have. So.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my goodness! Well, you got a lot of
Okay.
stuff in there on fishing this week.
Yes. The past few weeks, quite a few weeks, there's been a lot more fishing than there has been the hunting. I'm sure hunting is going to pick up now, coming into the late fall and winter. In Arizona, the 2023 spring hunt draws are now chosen. I understand you didn't get one, right?
Yeah, thanks for reminding me that again.
In Idaho, the wolf population remains stable despite expanded hunting and trapping opportunities. So that's a good news. They are not overwhelming the area, and hunters are still able to hunt them. In Louisiana, we had 3 men that were cited for illegally catching 133 game fish with a net, which is illegal. So not too good, guys. They got punished up to 120 days in jail, some fines of 500 some odd dollars. That's range, you might say. In Oregon, there is a $1,000 reward for information on 2 elk poached near I-5. And I happen to know where that is. I've been on that road a few times.
Yeah.
The 2 elk were poached within 100 yards of I-5 near Glendale around 6:30 p.m. on October 25th. In Michigan, if you see a bear den in the northern lower peninsula, they want you to call the DNR. All right, and the number is listed in our newsletter if you do see that.
Okay, so why are they doing that?
Why are they doing that?
Yeah.
It's for location purposes. They want to know where these dens are if they run into one. And they're also asking for your GPS coordinates where you find this so they can check it out. So, I don't know, just good game and fish, functionality, I guess.
Okay, so they're using John Q. Villager as a experiment to find out where the bear dens are. Okay, I get it.
That's right. Later in the newsletter, we do have a invasive species called the red crayfish, and it's only found in southern states, but they are an invasive species for any northern lakes, and that's where they're finding them. So if you do find them, you're a fisherman in Wisconsin, and you do see these red crays up north, let your Game and Fish Department know. If you remember a while back, the walleye fishermen that were caught with putting weights in their fish,
Yes.
yeah, they have been charged. And even though they're pleading not guilty, that's just the update to that whole situation.
Oh, really? Is that in the newsletter? I'm not seeing that.
Yes, it is. Yes, right under the fishing header.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they. It's hard to imagine they're pleading not guilty. What I remember, the fines and the jail term is pretty extensive on these guys. I guess if I were in their shoes, even though I was guilty, I'd still plead not guilty. I guess I don't know.
Well,
I'd have a hard time doing that.
you know what? They're going to get hammered, and
Yeah, they are.
they're lucky. I'm serious. No, I've seen this before, and the wrath that could have been leveled down upon them by their fellow fishermen, anglers that they just betrayed, could have been absolutely devastating
Oh,
to
yeah.
them.
Oh yeah. You know, and I can't imagine they'll be fishing any tournaments in the future.
They're going to be blackballed. They're done. They need to take up
Yeah.
bowling. Yeah, but that's a good thing that's happened to them. If I had my way, these guys that are cheating like that, they need to cut their thumbs off.
Yeah.
And you can't look at. You don't have thumbs. Look, you can't zip your pants up. You can't fish. You can't shoot. You can barely eat. So you're done. You're done being a guy. That's over. No thumbs.
Exactly.
You're done. So that's the only thing. That's the only thing that separates us between us and the animal kingdom is your thumb.
Oh, that's exactly right. You're right. In my state of Utah, during the boating season for 2022, they inspected just over 244,000 boats for quagga mussels. That's an amazing number.
Was there any stats on what they found? How many infected
No.
boats they found?
No, they did not. It was just a one-liner, basically, where I pick up these lines of information. So,
Yep.
fishing stuff, you're right. Fault flipping breakdowns by one of the fishermen. Out, let's see, this is Hudson Canyon, and there was a guy that caught a 110-pound white marlin that was 75 inches long. Let's see, this other one I put out there is a conger eel.
Yeah.
And
Wait a minute.
it was
Let's back up to that white marlin. Where is Hudson Canyon?
You know, I don't know off the top of my head. I got to believe that's out on the East Coast somewhere. I just don't know where.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, I don't either. The conger eel right below it was 51 3/4 inches and was 13.8 pounds. I don't even know what that is, eel-wise. I've never seen it before. What was it? Last week we had the guys from AZ Fly Shop.
Yes.
I think it was on the show.
Yeah.
An article I found about how to choose the perfect fly rod. And if I remember on the show as well, the guys were talking about you can get into fly fishing pretty reasonable, and you can. I mean, there are outfits out there that will run you, I don't know, anywhere from $100 to $125, $150 for a full set of what you need: fly rod, reel, and accessories. Well, that's kind of cool. In Minnesota, this was really something else. The DNR has certified a state catch and release record of 58 inches caught by Eric Bach of Princeton, Minnesota. Wow, a huge fish. This is on Mill Lakes Lake, by the way.
Yeah, boy. Oh, my gosh.
It's a big source for muskie, you know. So there you go. An article on how far can ducks migrate in a day, estimating about 2,000 miles. Fascinating article. One in particular went from Louisiana to Russia and back again. Well, they watched this duck through GPS or whatever they were using. Amazing how far these birds will fly.
Oh, God.
And this one, all right, we're talking about a 695-pound black bear in western North Carolina.
I got to tell you, that is a monster.
That is a monster black bear,
yeah.
no question about it. He was using his hounds to catch this bear or to locate it. Mercy sakes. More news. If you remember, we've talked in the past about the Pebble Mine up in Alaska. The backers of the Pebble Mine have tried to trick regulators, say a new report by pretending to pursue a smaller project with the intention of expanding after the project was approved. Boy, you talk about scuzzy. You know, that's just the way these people work, I guess.
That's called mining.
Yeah. Oh, man. Another note. This is, you know, every once in a month I try to put the lake levels, reservoir levels, I should say, for Bede and Powell out on the newsletter. This came from the federal officials who work on these plans, but they're suggesting it's going to lead to major new cuts in the Colorado River deliveries next year.
Yeah.
In response to the deepening drought, no question about it. Since they've already done some reduction, there's more to come, apparently. So, folks, your lawns are going to have to go by the wayside.
Yeah. Yep. We're going to find all kinds of restrictions and moratoriums.
Oh, sure we will.
Wow.
The note I made above about a new crayfish, not a new, but an invasive species of crayfish. It's called the red swamp crayfish.
Yeah.
Native to the southern U.S., but not the north. They are illegal in Wisconsin because they cause havoc in the waterways by outcompeting with other species. So, yeah, they don't want them up there. You can get a fine. They're illegal to have and to fish with. So be careful, boys. You can't do that. Lastly, an article about, for a lot of you boat owners out there, especially in the north, specifically in the north, is getting your boat ready for the winter.
Yeah, winterizing. Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. And this is a link even to our website. It's on our website. So there you go, Don. Newsletter in the rough.
Yep, amazing stuff. Yeah, that's a good article, and we've seen too many times here in Arizona and other places across the country these doggone little crawdads, crayfish, whatever you want to call them. Once they get into a state, that's a foothold. They're not going to get rid of them.
Well, exactly. In fact, I know from experience going 30 years of fishing up in Canada, the last 10 years or so, you couldn't buy crayfish anymore.
No.
If you wanted to use crawdads, you had to pull them out of the lake from which you are fishing. So they're nailing that down. They're trying to get rid of them.
Yeah. Now, do you guys have a problem with those in Utah?
It's illegal to use crawdads here. You can't buy crawdads in this state either, unless you pull them out of the lake from which you're fishing. How they monitor that, I don't know, but that's the rule. That's the law.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Well, they are certainly invasive little creatures. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Great newsletter, guys. If you don't have the newsletter that Doug does every week, sign up for it at huntingfishing.com. Doug, we'll do this again next week. Good job. Thank you. I'm Don McDowell.
All right, buddy.
Huntingfishing.com, Don McDowell Outdoor Radio. Catch us on iHeartMedia and Fox Sports.